नारा रिसालत उलमा अहले सुन्नत।
अल्लाहु व मलाइकतहु युसल्लूना अलन नबी या अय्युहल्लज़ीना आमनू सल्लु अलैहि व सल्लिमू तस्लीमा। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला सय्यिदिना नबीना मौलाना मुहम्मदिन व अला आलि सय्यिदिना मौलाना मुहम्मदिन सलातन दाइमतन मक़बूलतन तुअद्दी बिहा अन्नहक़्क़ल अज़ीम। नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली व नुसल्लिमु अला रसूलिहिल करीम। अम्मा बाद अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। वक़ुल जाअल हक़्क़ु व ज़हक़ल बातिल इन्नल बातिला काना ज़हूक़ा। सदक़ल्लाहु मौलाना अज़ीम व बल्लगना रसूलुहुन नबियुल अमीनुल मकीनुल करीम व नहनु अला ज़ालिका लमिनश शाहिदीन वश्शाकिरीन वल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन। ग़ौसे आज़म मने बेसरों सामा मददे क़िबलाए दी मददे काबाए ईमान मददे क़ादरियम न अराए या ग़ौसे आज़म ज़नम दम्ज़ शेख अहमद रज़ा खान क़ुत्ब आलम ज़नम सैयदी या मुर्शदी शाह मुस्तफ़ा खान ज़िंदाबाद। मसलके सरकार आला आला हज़रत ज़िंदाबाद। या इलाही मसलके अहमद रज़ा खान ज़िंदाबाद। हिफ्ज़ नामों से रिसालत का जो ज़िम्मेदार है सैयदी या मुर्शदी शाह मुस्तफ़ा खान ज़िंदाबाद। हामिले फैज़ रज़ाए मुस्तफ़ा इमदाद कुन सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि नबील उम्मी व आलिही सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम। सलातुन व सलामुन अलैका या सय्यदी या सनदी या हबीबी या तबीबी या रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम व अला आलिका व अस्हाबिका या रहमतल लिल आलमीन। All praise is due to Almighty Allah. Durood and salams upon the most perfect, exalted and glorified of Allah's creation, Sayyiduna wa Mawlana Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Peace, blessings and salutations upon the Anbiya Kiram, Ahle Bayt Athhar, Sahaba Kiram, Khulafa Rashidin, Tabain, Tabe Tabain, Aimma Mustahideen, Awliya Kamilin, and all those who follow their path until the last day. We thank Almighty Allah for His infinite mercy and through the wasila of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam for blessing us with the opportunity to congregate for Salatul Jummah and to prostrate His most exalted court. Before continuing, let us all direct our hearts and our minds and our thoughts towards the holy and sanctified court of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and in doing so let us collectively recite the Durud Sharif. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina wa nabiyyina maulana Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina maulana Muhammadin wa ashabihi wa barik wa sallim salatan wa salamun alayka ya sayyidi ya sanadi ya habibi ya tabibi ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam wa ala alika wa ashabika ya rahmatan lil alamin. दुश्मने अहमद पे शिद्दत कीजिए, दुश्मने अहमद पे शिद्दत कीजिए, मुल्हिदों से क्या मुरव्वत कीजिए, गैज़ में जल जाए बेदीनों के दिल, या रसूलल्लाह की कसरत कीजिए। जिंदगी ये नहीं है किसी के लिए, जिंदगी ये नहीं है किसी के लिए, जिंदगी है नबी की नबी के लिए। ना समझ मरते हैं जिंदगी के लिए, ना समझ मरते हैं जिंदगी के लिए। जीना मरना है सब कुछ नबी के लिए, जीना मरना है सब कुछ नबी के लिए। और सुलह कुल्ली नबी का नहीं सुनियो, सुलह कुल्ली नबी का नहीं सुनियो। सुन्नी मुस्लिम है सच्चा नबी के लिए, सुन्नी मुस्लिम है सच्चा नबी के लिए Allah Almighty by His divine grace and mercy sent from the beginning of time the Anbiya and Mursaleen to this world to guide the people towards one Allah. And so that the people may understand that they cannot reach Allah without those who came to give the message. Allah did not inspire it upon the people's hearts directly that follow on Allah. He sent the Anbiya and the Mursaleen. He sent them and they informed the people and passed the message that believe in one Allah, La ilaha illallah. They all gave this message. And in every zamana, for that nation to believe in La ilaha illallah, they had to believe in the Rasul of that zamana. They could not believe in Allah by rejecting the Rasul. They could not believe in Allah by leaving aside and ignoring the Rasul. Because Allah sent the Rasul so that the people may understand in every zamana that when the Rasul comes, he comes bearing the divine message of Allah. He comes bearing the divine message of Allah. And if you want to reach Allah, then you have to go through Him. You have to accept Him. You have to believe in Him. And in the last time, Allah sent the Rasul of all the Rasuls. Allah sent the Rasul of all the Rasuls and the Nabi of all the Nabis. Allah sent him concerning whom Imam Ahl Sunnat, Ala Hadrat Mujaddid Din o Millat, Parwana Isham Risalat, Shah Imam Ahmad Raza, Khan Fazl Barelvi radiyallahu anhu, he said, Sabse awla wa ala hamara Nabi. Sabse awla wa ala hamara Nabi, sabse bala wa wala hamara Nabi, sare uncho se uncha हमारा नबी, सारे ऊंचों से ऊंचा हमारा नबी, जिस सारे ऊंचों से ऊंचा हमारा नबी, यानी आला हजरत अजीमुल बरकत is saying that from amongst everybody the highest that you can think of, सारे ऊंचों में ऊंचा समझिए जिसे, सारे ऊंचों में ऊंचा समझिए जिसे है ऊंचों से ऊंचा हमारा नबी. And आला हजरत अजीमुल बरकत is teaching us. He says, Khalq se awliya, awliya se Rasul. From the ordinary people, the next level is the pious, the awliya, the close ones to Allah. And above them are the Rasul, all the Rasuls. Khalq se awliya, awliya se Rasul. Or Rasulo se ala hamara. And greater than all the Rasuls is our beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he says कि क्या खबर कितने तारे खिले छुप गए, क्या खबर कितने तारे खिले छुप गए, पर न डूबे न डूबा हमारा. This is the height of adab. This is the height of adab when addressing the Anbiya and Mursaleen. Ala Hazrat said that what do we know? क्या खबर कितने तारे खिले छुप गए. How many stars shone and then were hidden. Look at the respect when he's talking about the other Anbiya. So many of them. He never said they were finished, they died, they khatam. No. He said how many stars shone and then they were hidden. Hidden from what? Our sight. Hidden from our sight. And then came that star that is the brightest of all. That never did it set and never will it set again. Oh, Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not only the star, but he is the sun and the moon of the Salat. So in every era, in every zamana, Almighty Allah sent them for the guidance, and in the last era came Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam for the guidance of mankind, and hence he is Khatamun Nabi. Now anybody who says that he is not Khatamun Nabi, anybody who says he is not Khatamun Nabi, he is not from amongst us. Anybody who believes this is not from amongst us. when Allah sent His beloved Nabi sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, then Allah's beloved Nabi, when it was commanded, believe in Allah and believe in Allah's Rasul. Quran says very clearly, obey Allah and obey Allah's Rasul, many places. Wati'ullah, wati'ur Rasul. Okay, Allah is saying clearly, وَمَن يُطِعِ الرَّسُولَ فَقَدْ أَطَاعَ اللَّهَ. Whomsoever obeys the Rasul, he obeyed Allah. In other words, if you want to obey Allah, you have to obey the Rasul. And you have to believe in the Rasul. Okay? You have to believe in the Rasul. If you do not believe in the Rasul, you can't believe in Allah. But when you believe in the Rasul, then you must believe He is Khatamun Nabiyyin. You must believe that He is the final Rasul. He is the final prophet and messenger from the court of Allah. Nobody can come after him. The Quran has made it very clearly. The Quran has commanded, it is clear in the hadith, that there is none after the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam amongst the Anbiya and the Mursaleen. Now when you say, I believe in the Nabi, you have to believe he is the final messenger. You have to believe that it is our Aqidah, that our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not just an ordinary human being like you and I. He is Afdalul Bashar. He is the greatest of all humans. He is the greatest of every creation. And he is not just human, he is Nur in the God of human. That is why the Quran says, قَدْ جَاءَكُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ نُورٌ. He is human, but he is not ordinary human. He is the best of humans. But he is Nur in the form of a human. Now those who don't believe, apna nahi hai. Those who reject it, apne nahi hai. Now, when you say you believe in Rasulullah Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then you have to believe that my Nabi is alive. Because Allah said Muhammadur Rasulullah. Muhammad is Allah's Rasul. He didn't say Muhammad was Allah's Rasul. He said Muhammad is Allah's Rasul. So when Muhammad is alive, he is the Rasul. When Muhammad is alive, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is the Rasul. So it is proof that when the Nabi is the Rasul, then Rasul now and Rasul forever, then the Rasul is alive. Then the Rasul is alive. Now those who don't believe that, not in our Jamaat. Out. Out. This is our Aqidah, that our beloved sallallahu alaihi wasallam has been blessed with the knowledge from the court of Allah, of the awwaleen and the akhirin. Whatever was happening, whatever is happening, whatever will happen, the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam knows it. Nothing is hidden from our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. People say that the Nabi don't know this, the Nabi don't know that. You don't know. You don't know, the Nabi knows. Allah gave him this knowledge. The Nabi knows of every single atom and speck on this universe. The Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam knows who will go to Jannah and who will go to Jannah. The Nabi knows who you are, where you are, and what you are doing right now. You are not hidden from the sight of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and from the ilm of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Those who don't believe, out. Understanding what I am saying? So Allah sent them for guidance in every time. The Nabi came as the final Rasul, and we have been commanded that we should follow him in every way. We should obey him in every way. Now in the time of the beloved Rasul, when the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam came, we're talking history a little bit today. When the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam came, then the Kuffar in Makkah heard the announcement from Mount Safa, when the beloved Rasul commanded them to follow one another. What a beautiful command that is. That command, when the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam announced it where? On Mount Safa. But my Nabi's announcement is such an announcement of Nubuwwat and Risalat that 1400 years have passed, it is still echoing in the dunya. He announced it once there. More than 1400 years have passed. It is still echoing in the dunya today. La ilaha illallah. But remember that La ilaha illallah depends on you saying Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When the Nabi made this announcement, before that the kuffar in Makkah, what did they say to the beloved Rasul? When he said that if I tell you that there's an army coming to attack you from behind the mountain, will you believe me? What did they say? You learned this in madrasa. What did they say? That we will believe you are as-sadiqul ameen. You are the honest, you are the truthful one, we will not reject you. But when he said believe in one Allah, bothered him. They started to flee, except for those in whose hearts Allah put the love for him and his beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They refused. Why? Because he spoke haq. And then they tried everything in the book. They tried, listen carefully. They tried everything in the book. To do what? To try and win the Nabi. Who? The kuffar. Try and cause the Nabi to compromise. They didn't forget, they forgot. They didn't realize this Nabi came to end all of this. Allah sent the Nabi to end all of this sallallahu alayhi wasallam. What did the mushrikeen? What was the plot of the mushrikeen? What was the manner of the mushrikeen? What did they say to Abu Talib? Tell your nephew to desist. Tell him to stop spreading the truth. Tell him to stop spreading what is haq. If he wants women, we'll give him the most beautiful of them. If he wants wealth, we'll give him the most wealth. If he wants leadership and kingship, we'll give him all of that. He wants property, he wants this, he wants that, we will give him all of that. What did the beloved Rasul say when he heard about it? Even if they give me the sun in one hand and the moon in one hand. Even if they give me the sun in one hand and the moon in one hand, I will not desist from doing what I am doing. Why? I am Allah's Nabi. I didn't come to compromise, I came to spread the deen of Allah. I came to pass the message, the divine command of Allah. This is why I came on the dunya. So remember, in every zamana, people have tried their best to cause the leaders to compromise. From the time of the Anbiya Ikram down to the Sahaba Ikram, the Tabi'een, the Tabi'een, the Aimah Mujtahideen, the Awliya Ikrameen, but none of them compromised the deen of Allah. None of them fell for the trap of wealth and power and women and all the other vices of the dunya. None of them fell for this trap because they knew this was the same thing that people did in the time of the Anbiya Ikram alayhi salatu wasalam. And who are the ulama? Who are the leaders? They are the warasa. The true scholars are who? They are the inheritors from the court of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They are the inheritors from the court of the Anbiya Ikram alayhi salatu wasalam. And that is why it is their responsibility to remain steadfast. Not to associate with deviants. Not to associate with bad mazhabs. The most dangerous and the most poisonous thing in the zamana is the sulh-e-kulliyat that is spreading. Inki saath bhi baitho, unki saath bhi baitho. This is destructive. Ala Hazrat Azimul Barakat, Imam Ahl Sunnat, Shah Imam Ahmad Raza Khan, radiyallahu ta'ala an, didn't care where he was. He didn't care with who he was. He didn't care who listened and who didn't. He spread the message of Allah and His beloved Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He spread the message of haq. Malikul Ulama, Allama Sayyid Zakhruddin Bihari radiyallahu ta'ala an, one of the Ajillah Khulafa of Ala Hazrat Alimul Barakat Imam Ahl Sunnat radiyallahu ta'ala an says very clearly, he said some of the adversaries of Sayyidi Ala Hazrat radiyallahu an, they never got to see his reality. Some of the adversaries of Ala Hazrat Alimul Barakat never got to see his reality, and hence they objected and they said, Maulana Ahmad Raza spent his entire life refuting deviants. He spent his entire life refuting bad mazhabs, and because of this, his fame and his prominence was wounded. His fame and his prominence was wounded. They say otherwise, he was such a knowledgeable, influential and capable alim that the entire era would have kissed his feet and accepted him as his leader. Those who said this didn't even understand what they were saying. Ala Hazrat, by refuting the bad mazhabs, did not wound or injure his prominence in any way. Allah gave him such prominence that throughout the world today, on a Friday after Jummah, the Muslims are reading Dal di Qalb mein Azmat Mustafa Sayyidi Ala Hazrat Bilal Salam. The Muslims are saluting the beloved Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and honoring Imam Ahmad Raza radiallahu ta'ala. And why? Because he defended the deen of Rasulullah. Because he defended the deen of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Remember, it is our first and most important priority to protect our deen. It is our most important priority to protect our community. You must remember, when you have the knowledge about something and you do not say it, you are held responsible in the court of Allah. If you have the knowledge of something, especially the knowledge of Bad Mazhabiyat, the knowledge of enemies of Allah, is Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you do not say it, you will be held responsible in the court of Allah. You will be held accountable and you will be held in contempt. This deen demands that when you know, you share that knowledge for the sake of the protection of the iman of the Muslims. The most important thing is to protect the iman of the believers. Today, the problem is that we do not want to say it. We do not want to talk. Why? Because this is my friend, this is my this is my that, baad mein dekha jayega. Remember, on the day of Qiyamah, you will be held answerable. You will be held in contempt in the court of Allah and His beloved Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Have we forgotten what Allah Hazrat Alimul Barkat said? What did Allah Hazrat say? He said, Sona jangal, rahat andheri, chai badri kali hai, sone walo jagte rahiyo, choron ki rakhwali hai. Wake up. Don't sleep. In the darkness of night, when somebody has gold and they are traveling through a dark forest, will that person be sleeping fast? Will he be fast asleep? Or will he be worried about the treasure that he has? He will be sleeping with one eye open. Ke kahin mere maal ko koi na loot. Nobody takes my wealth away. Nobody takes my valuables away. Allah Hazrat is saying, in this dark zamana, when on one side is the Wahhabis, then is the Najdis, then is the Rafsis, then somebody else. Protect that which is more valuable than gold, your iman. Look after your iman. Sleep with that one eye open. How will you keep yourself protected? How will you protect that iman? Is always be alert of the enemies of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And how will the people know who they are if we don't tell them? How will they know? The time has come for us to do what our mashayikh always did. To do what the Qadri of the Ahl Sunnah always did. What did? They made rad. They refuted the enemies of Islam. They refuted the bad mazhabs so that our iman may be protected. If it was not for what Allah Hazrat Adimul Barakat did today, if it was not for what Allah Hazrat Adimul Barakat, alhamdulillah, on Sunday night marks the 10th of Shawwal, the eve of the 10th of Shawwal, which marks the eve and the day of the birth of Allah Hazrat Adimul Barakat, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. If he did not do what he did, then today you and I would not be making the Gyari Sharif of Sarkar-e-Ghaus-e Azam radiyallahu ta'ala. We would not be putting chadars on the mazar of Sultan al-Hind, Khaja Khajagan, Khaja Mainuddin Chishti al-Meri Sanjari radiyallahu ta'ala. We will not be picking up our hands and making Fatiha for our parents who have left this dunya. We would have not been placing flowers on the covers of our parents. All this is the sadaqah of Allah Hazrat Adimul Barakat radiyallahu ta'ala's efforts for the sake of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, for the protection of deen. But throughout his life, say the Allah, all the great mashayikh and the ulama, all the akabirin of every zamana have taught us one thing. What have they taught us? That do not compromise your deen and iman. Do not fall weak when it comes to these times. Why? Because when a leader will go, the qawm goes with him. Protect yourself. Protect your iman. Protect the iman of your family. Each head of the house is responsible, and his responsibility is to look after the iman of his household. Educate your family. Look, before people are saying that when the children go into madrasa and when they still don't tell them all these things, they'll get confused. Don't tell them all this. You'll confuse them. You'll mislead them. Teach your children from the time they can understand Dushman-e-Ahmad Beshiddat. Teach them that Muhammadur Rasulullah wal-ladina ma'ahu ashiddau wal-kuffar ruhama'u bainahum. Teach them that they must be firm in the deen of Allah. Why? So that those children will become the future flag bearers of the kalima la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What did the beloved Nabi Sahaba Ikram teach us? Have we forgotten what Hazrat Bilal al-Habashi radiallahu went through? Have we forgotten that he was laid on the burning sands of Arabia? He would be placed on such heated ground and such
intensely hot boulders would be placed on the Sinai Mubarak, that if meat had to be placed on it, it would start to cook. But even in that time, he did not compromise what he believed. Even in that time, look at Hazrat Sayyidina Yasir radiallahu anhu. Look at his father. Look at Hazrat Ammar. Look at Hazrat Yasir. Look at Hazrat Sumayya radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Look at all these personalities. Look at the qurbani they gave for Islam. Look at the sacrifice they gave for the deen of Allah. If they did not give this sacrifice, how would we have known today? And look, we always talk. Today we want to talk Hussaini. Hussaini. Real Hussainis are those who don't compromise. Real Hussainis are those who love every Sahaba. Real Hussainis are those who know Abu Bakr is first, Umar is second, Osman is third, Ali is fourth, and all of them are the gems of our hearts. All of them are the beloveds of Allah. All of them are the beloveds of Rasulullah. Those are the true Hussainis. Those who truly believe in Sayyidina Imam Hussain. But what did Imam Hussain teach on the plains of Karbala? What did he teach on the plains of Karbala? Did he go and sit in the camp of Yazid with them? Did he go and associate with them? Did he go and pray with them? No. The Jamaat was alag. Hussaini Jamaat was alag. The enemies were alag. They were separate. Why did Imam Hussain teach this lesson? He taught this lesson so until Qiyamah there may be a seal for us. There may be a lesson for us. That don't look at numbers. You look at who is in the power and the leadership based on the command of Allah and the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 72 on one side. Thousands on that side. More than 22,000. But what we always say, we didn't look at the number of 72. We looked at in the Musalla Imam was Hussain. Musalla Imamat was Imam Hussain. The Jamaat depends on the Imam. The Jamaat depends on the Imam, not on the Muqtadis. When Hussain is the Imam, then the Jamaat is Imam. Simple to understand. What is so difficult to understand? And the reason I'm saying all of this today is because the Sunnah Kulliyat is spreading like wildfire. And people are not caring about it. Okay? And the other reason is because, say, the Ala Hadrat Adin Barkat Yom Wiladat is coming. And Ala Hadrat is that Alam Mardar, that pillar, who all his life made rad of the Bad Mazhabs, and he brought us close towards the love of Allah and the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, especially my young brothers, the youth. It is your responsibility to stand for Haqq. It is your responsibility to learn your deen. Today, and I said this before, our children know all the players of a football team. They know all who is in the right forward, left forward, Allah Jane kya. Everything they know. Ask how many of them they know Ashara Mubashar. Ask how many of them, if they know who is certain Sahabi of Rasulullah. Ask them about Hassan ibn Thabit. Ask them about Abdullah ibn Rawaha radiallahu anhu. Ask your daughters about what they can tell you about Sayyidatuna Fatima Zahra and Sayyidatuna Zainab and Sayyidatuna Ruqayya and Sayyidatuna Umm Kulsum. What can they tell you? What is the reason for this? Inferior complex. Dunya ke ghulam ho gaye. We have become slaves of the West. Even the women, our Muslim community today, sadly many of them, they have become slaves of the dunya. Women empowerment, freedom. The first freedom, the first empowerment that was given to women was given from the court of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When women were being dragged on the streets of Arabia, when they were being thrown into holes, and when they were being destroyed and killed and ruined, my Nabi said, "Ma ki kadmon ki tarah jannat hai." My Nabi said, "Under the feet of the mother is Jannat." He gave that izzat to a woman that nobody has given before with the command of Allah. And today they want to follow the West. Look in India what is happening. The kuffar are actually saying, force Muslim women to marry you. Go and confuse them and corrupt their minds on social media. Do this and do that and win them over and let them marry you, and after that show them your true colors. They are saying this about the Muslim woman. Magar Musliman auratein usme jayegi isliye to ho raha hai. This is why this is happening. Why are we leaving? Why do the women want to look for a role model when they have Fatima Zahra radiallahu ta'ala? Why they want to look for a role model when they have Aisha Siddiqa radiallahu ta'ala? Why they want to look for a role model when you have Rabia Pasriya radiallahu ta'ala? And men and the entire ummah, why do you want to look for a role model when you have Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? When you have Imam Hassan and Hussain radiallahu anhu? When you have all the pious and the beloved servants of Allah? Why? What is the reason for this? Kab uthe? Kab jagoge? When are we going to wake up? When are we going to realize on one side we have the onslaught of the kuffar, and the other side we have the onslaught of the Bad Mazhabs? And the worst of them are these sulh kullis, the agents of unholy unity, who are trying to unify good and bad, who are trying to unify the pure and the impure. Remember, ye kabhi nahi hoga. No matter how much anybody tries, kabhi hone wala nahi hai. The protector of this deen is Allah. Allah is the protector of this deen. And protect yourself. Do not fall in the trap of the bad mazhabs. Kufr munkir wo bara josh ta'assub akhir. Kufr munkir wo bara josh ta'assub akhir. Bhir mein haath se kam bakht ka iman. This is what will happen if you don't be careful. Protect your iman. Hold your iman. Nothing is more valuable than your iman. Nothing. By Allah, nothing is more valuable than your iman. When you go in your qabr, then you will know how valuable this iman is. When your last moments are in your bed of death, of deathbed, and when the angel comes to remove your soul, you will know how valuable this iman is. When you want to leave this dunya, then leave like how our mashayikh told you how to leave. Murshid Kareem, Huzur Sayyidi Murshidi, Sarkar TaajushShariah. How did he tell us to leave? He said, Aapki talat ko dekha jaan. Aapki talat ko dekha jaan di. Ya Rasulullah, qabr mein pahuncha to dekha aap. Qabr mein pahuncha to dekha aap hai. This is what we want, that when our ruh is leaving, we must be able to see the Jalwa Zaiba of Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when we enter our graves, and we open our eyes, जब रज़ा खादे गिरा से सर उठाए, दौलते बेदार इश्क़े मुस्तफ़ा का साथ हो, वमाअले नबला. We make dua for all those that are in our community. Allah and Shibai Kamil said, those that are passed in Ahl Sunnah, Allah exalt them in Jannat and make them maghfirat. Dua for Sister Rehana, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make them maghfirat. All the others that are passed in Ahl Sunnah, Allah make them maghfirat. Those that we know or know not of, all those that are going through parishani in the dunya, may Allah remove them from their parishani, especially the Ahl Sunnah and Muslims of Palestine and Syria and every other place, especially in India as well. Those that are going through all these mazalim, Allah ta'ala remove them from that, and we make special dua for all those that are having any calamities in their homes and their families. May Allah remove it from them, and may Allah ta'ala keep us with iman, let us leave this world with iman. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.